Hello and welcome back to Broken Gear Garage. Today we are going to be doing a rack and pinion on a 2007-2008 Honda Element. Yeah, I got most of the stuff started. This is just the final section of taking it all out. Figured I'd start here because I didn't want you guys to see me struggling, but I'll show a majority of the process of getting it all back together again besides the final steps of it, which is just filling it up and bleeding the system. That's a lot of that. You gotta go off what the vehicle manufacturer wants you to do. But guest wants, or customer wants the steering gear replaced because there's no real, the steering just leaking and it's not really steering that well. So I got most of this loosened up and out. These two bolts are going to be 17 millimeters. I had to take the one off the power steering because this bottom line is stuck on here, so I gotta get that off in order to transfer it over to the other one. And then before you even do anything, what I normally do is I'll measure one side of the steering gear or tie rod just to see the centering and put that onto the new one so you're close enough to straight as what the old one was. So these are pretty much through the firewall, or not firewall, the fender. And it's a lot easier when you get all the lines off because this one main line keeps on hanging up. I figured might as well show you how to do this stuff. If you have any questions or just want to comment or anything like that, you can always just comment on the video when it's posted. And for the most part, I do reply back. I talked to a few people already, and they haven't gotten back to me. But hopefully, if I gave them enough information, they got what they needed done. So. But before we do anything else, I'm going to try taking that line off. And just end up being on the vise. So, bring you guys over here. There's this line right here is the one we're having difficulties with. Come on, focus. Come on. A little higher. Yeah. Oh, hopefully it helps a little bit. Take all this off. Don't damage that. And get my trusty inductive heater. Try to get this top one off so we can get a better grip on that bottom one. Even though technically the bottom one's supposed to come off first. But seeing we're not getting a good grip from where we can, when it's in the vehicle, we're going to try doing it a different way. There we go. You guys are way out. I don't know why you guys are all blurry now. Try to a little bit. There we go. Come on, focus on there. Of course, nice and toasty now. That one was 17 millimeter. One nice thing is using a line wrench. Go over there. There we go. Give you a lot better grip. This one's going to be the fun one because you really can't get a decent inductive heat on it unless you want to cut the lines off. So I might have to just go to, I probably will anyways, right away. I'm using the mini torch. sometimes all you need is just a little bit of different angle to, especially with the heat, and make sure you don't have anything in the way that will catch fire. So all you need to do is give the customer back a pile of ashes. We're going to leave that off, and we're actually going to put this line back on when it's in the steering gears in the vehicle. Of course, nice and toasty again. All I want it to be. It'd be fun and excitement if it didn't get burnt. Especially on older vehicles that are all rusty. The new one doesn't come with this bracket. That goes over here. And those are, which the bottom section, that bolt was corroded and stuff, that I ended up using a 16 millimeter or 15 millimeter socket, but this one was a 16 millimeter and a 15 millimeter. So they are different between left and right. And you really can't put this on wrong. If you do, then that's on yourself for not realizing that this little head goes right onto the steering wheel column. But there's a U joint here, and that jam nut bolt is a 10 millimeter. Turn that off. Don't need my hair dryer running while I'm doing this. That's, I don't know why I'm carrying that around. So other than this, over here. So this is the Honda One steering gear. It goes onto the actual firewall instead of the K member of the body or of the suspension components. Um, they have it set up that these two are mounted and these two are mounted, and then these are going to be your tie rods. They go inner and outers. So I'll show you real quick on what it's supposed to do. I just gotta find the tool real quick. And just to let you guys know, I do have 2 short videos I will be uploading too. They're just like generalized, nothing too fun and exciting. And you watch a lot of these videos and it's all excitement and stuff like that, but I ain't got that kind of income right now to supplement. So pretty much all it does is it'll hold this here instead of like now it's vice versa because I'm holding the part that moves, but the housing will stay. This section will move depending on which way you're turning. What I did before I even took this off, make sure the steering wheel straight, is measure from here to here, write that measurement down. That's probably where I'll have set when I go to put it back in, just so it's close enough. I already told the lady or the customer they're gonna have to go get it aligned so that I don't have access to alignment. All I did was for the steering wheel, make sure it's straight and then tape it all the way around so it's straight and doesn't try to move as much. So now that that's all off, I mean, it's gonna be a mess. I really don't need this. Besides, the one thing is the customer wanted to keep the old tie rods. We're keeping the old tie rods for now. I mean, they are still in decent condition. I just gotta take them off of the inner tie rods. At the same time, people gotta realize, though, like, there are people on fixing thumbs or even just trying to make their vehicles get by, which there's no harm in that. I mean, I get some people think that it's something you should be able to afford all these repairs and stuff like that, but well, everything's going right now. Pretty much all the people have been raised. It just is how it is. And many things work when you can't afford much. And you have to have your vehicle running in order to be able to do your job. So at least if you do bare minimum and try to keep it on the road and safe, there's no issues. That might be reverse threads. No, let's go that way. So type. Before we do that, we will sure you have a notebook or some kind of writing material to memorize, unless you want to sit there and try to memorize everything by head. We'll go off of the jam nut location from there, which is about 4 centimeters, 1.5 inches. This one is 1.5. I can see my back of my head, but that's pretty much all I did. For information, that's the one for the back side of that steering gear for straightness. This is 1.5 for both sides, from the jam nut to the um, adjustment here for the inner, so we can get that close enough that it ain't going to be too damaging, or at least have somewhat of a decent steering. I guess time for the big torch. Soak in a little bit. Probably the one thing they won't, a lot of people don't show much of is you got these rusty parts. The best thing to do is heat them up, let them cool, heat them up, let them cool down. But I mean, I've had good luck of just doing it, heat it up and going. But if you really want to try to save stuff, the best bet is just to heat it up, let it cool down, even just throwing some rust transfer down there to kind of helps break up all that rust. There we go. That's loose. And there you go. And a lot of times with some of these designs on these other tie rods, a lot of times you just cut your losses and invest in a new one or a new tie rod. And you had ones that are you see these are all sealed up and show and stuff like that. So that's pretty much decent. So you can get some NICs and stuff in there. Some of them actually be split or whatever, so you tend to get a lot of rust and stuff in there to prevent it from actually doing its job or even trying to be serviceable. I won't even use the micro turk for this one. We'll just you can't even see it. Oh, I say something. I'm supposed to show you something if you don't see it. I mean, you should probably yell at the cameraman or fire him or something because Yes, I know I'm probably doing the torch wrong, but I don't know what the previous employees did to this thing, but we tried putting new gauges on, tips, everything. There's only location, only place I've worked. I've had so many issues with shop equipment. Like no matter what I do, proper pressures, everything, it just does not seem like it wants to work exactly right. And part of it could be you have multiple people. If someone does change it, doesn't say anything, or thinks it's going to help, well, it's probably helped at one time. And you look at the tips of it, like not even 2 days later, with a brand new tip on that thing, it's already black and sooted up. And it's not, it's not a good setup, or if it's someone else messing with it or whatever, I don't know. I barely use it anymore, just for the fact that it's sometimes it's just a pain in the butt to use it, and it is just to use my induction heater and get the parts off. Oh. And that sun is actually looks like a man steering gear. Yep, painted. So whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It's not a bad thing. I'll just say it like that for now. Yes, we got new. Customer did invest in some new inner tie rods. And these I usually um, let's make sure. So these has a little washer. Just gotta make sure that's on there. So that kind of spaces it out a little bit. But I tend to put a little bit of blue oxide on it, just a little dab. Because these, at least the inner ones, you do not want them to come loose. And yes, it does not take a lot of oxide. I've seen people, a lot of oxide. I see little small blue dabs. And honestly, that's all it takes. It's just like anything else. Like you get the people that like to make sure with anti-seize that every single thread has some anti-seize on it, which I mean, fine dandy, but issue is sometimes when you think you're doing the right thing, you're doing a little excessive, might cause issues in the future. I mean, you know, I mean, just a little dab on each side. You don't need go willy nilly. And yeah, some people probably just throw anti-seize on it, but the issue is these aren't not meant to be anti-seize. You don't want these to ever technically come off. You want these to be on here nice and tight. If these come loose, you'll never know until that vehicle's flying in the ditch at 80 miles an hour. Snug. You don't need to go excessive. Start going excessive, you might end up breaking in, and you invest in that steering gear. Oh, yeah. That's a little excessive. Here's some of that off. Look at that, we're just mad at the, you're not going to see that customer ever again. Why are we? I guess this one's going to be a pain in the butt. Ooh, Billy. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, I wear those all cheap garbage. So I should make sure that this is the same. 2 3/4. There might be different setups. Yeah. Okay. Well, that changes that. Now we have to go off of 1 3/4. 1 3/4. I don't know why they. These I will smear a small amount of Loctite on it. Because those are technically, I mean, yeah, they're not supposed to come off, but you never put Loctite on there unless you're really pissed off at your alignment guy. I guarantee you, they're going to heat the crap out of that thing just to try to get it to move. And that's why that thing has a jam nut too, to help that from moving. The same concept, you don't want too much because you can have it's sealed system, so you can have fluid and stuff in here. That's all I need. Just a little damn dibble. So just a little more than I normally do, but that's why this is here to help with that. If you get too much on this end, and it will get stuck in there and hydro lock it technically. And we want this to be some other way. A little toasty. There you go. A little gripper of the Bison kind. Or maybe a derrick if you don't want to call it that. You know. That's enough for now. I got a tool I'll show you guys later once it's all together. Kind of help see if even is worth it, honestly. I don't know. Maybe someone else is using it to tell me how wonderful these things even work and if it's mainly meant for uh, generalized vehicles, nothing too uh, nothing like a normal vehicle or a customer's vehicle. And it really isn't just because of the fact it doesn't do legitimate 100% measurements. Again, yes, this customer knows I told them that they had to get an alignment once it's all done. And this is just to snug it up. But I really don't know. I'm thinking this is going to be close enough to get the job done. Turn this off. Put it in my So then, this one was on the books for me to do. Um, As of right now, supposedly 2 more vehicles. I'm not even sure. Um, Because, well, the one person said probably not until halfway through February. The other one said they would get back to me, and I'm still waiting on them. Or, I need to go. Um, yeah, there's probably a lot easier way to do it than what I'm doing right now. But put it all in there, put the shaft on, rotate it, do all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. Right now we're at 4 3/4. Hug you for a little bit. There. And then we'll go back here, double check, make sure. Nope. We're at 4 4 and like that. So, went to the wrong spot, sorry. Measure, but that's alright. It happens. Not the end of the world. Timing day is supposed to be right there. That. There. That should be close to centered. Okay, so now throw it back in. Or you can also sit there and watch. Or just toss in the garbage. Think someone noticed something that I missed. Someone needs to be watching you. There we go. Fun part is trying to get this thing back into its place. Oh, damaging everything. Started for now. So we'll put you here. Oh, here's the flashlight over here. Why don't you guys shine it where I need it? Huh? Why? You sure there's nothing you're gonna snag up on? You know, you're probably still gonna snag it. Want the world about tomorrow. Are you even fixing anything? Go. Look at that. Big old gaping hole through it, and you can't even freaking line it up. There's a tie rod in the other side of the body. Go. Whoops. Go. Oops. Jeez. Someone's supposed to be watching. No one is. Before we do anything else, we are forgetting the boot. Or say, I am. Boot that goes on the steering gear to go into the knuckle of the body. So there is no debris, cold weather, or anything that gets in the vehicle from here. Come on. Or just along beyond. There we go. Just see if we can go up here. There we go. Um, one's there. So now that's all the fun and excitement's done. That. I might not be able to see that. Yeah, I can find it. Finding. So we're gonna start with this side with the mountain bolts. These, I mean, you leave as is. Little dab of NICs. Or extra parts, maybe. Yeah, you probably just see my arm right now. Cool. So I just wanted to get that top bolt on for now. I think I know what that other part was that fell. Just gotta find it. Yep. Oh, of course. One place you don't want it to go. The freaking drain. Massive piece somehow goes flying right into the drain. Of course, bypasses the freaking drain pan that's laying there. Gotta find it. Hold up. Okay. Need to go freaking get me a lottery ticket now. So if you see these gratings here, so this piece fell down in there. It went like this, like that, this, and that, and fell right down. The way to fish it back is the same way it fell in. So, someone can say how lucky that is that some random crap like that happened. This one is the same. I mean, some of these jobs are so hidden and excluded from the all, so you pretty much see the back of a flashlight. But I mean, how do you make a video of someone's arm, pretty much? There we go. So this one has a bolt on top, and then I'm trying to find it right here is a nut. So that's pretty much like their locational nut that they have on here. No drinking on the job. Don't need you to hold that flashlight for me. Smear of be blinded by the light. Why not? Yeah, I mean, that's probably why a lot of videos don't surface of these kind of jobs, because unless you have a legitimate lift or something, or better angles, or smaller camera or whatever that you can get into things. I mean, that's the long way of doing it. Say screw it. Just power ratchet out. Come on. Yeah, that one was a pain in the butt to get out. That's the one I was struggling with before. Of course, that's a different size. Last time I had a hammer, probably what I'm going to do because of how corroded that one is. I'm sure it was 17, so 17 top. If I was a 17, nut at some point, and now it's down to a 14, 15 millimeter. Ooh. You just leave that socket in there for the next person who needs it. Oh, oh, oh. Knock you over. You don't hang them. Or not. There we go. Down. Don't worry about that one. Yeah, there I won't. Fix it won't show you guys how, and it's some of that crap you don't want to know. You gotta hope and pray that it comes out right. A lot of times what I end up doing with that situation is either taking it all apart again, it's just that nut, finding a different one that would work for it, or you just heat it up and hope for the best. Oops, no, that's why you don't make sure you're going the right way. Shifted. Boom. Tight. Boom. Tight. There we go. Boom. Um, That's probably because it's supposed to be a locking nut, but it's so corroded and rusted. We're gonna try to find an actual nut that will work for it. Metric, maybe. Think metric will work? No. Oh no, the one we have don't. Worst case, man, it makes this thing work. I just end up retapping it and we're gonna thread chasing. A few things to try. Need a washer. Grab. Reason the fact that so now you can clean it all up. You find better socket to kind of grab onto it. Why? Why did it make special lug nuts? Wow, we're just dropping down in the freaking drain again. Oh, yes. Yeah, keep an eye on that. I'm gonna find. Wait. 5/8, I guess. Two is. Yeah. What the shit out of that? Go. Right there's all the hard stuff. The others are just time consuming. So, that's what we're going to do. When I get that all set up properly, drop you down. You can stare at the ABS module for a little bit. Especially when you don't have a lift, this is, make sure you have a floor jack handy, and if you have the tires off, you can lower the vehicle down more than normal so you can actually get better access. If you're short like me, every little any kind of extra room I have is going to help me out a lot. I need to keep these caps in here until everything's pretty much mocked up and ready for the lines. Come on. Always one. You jab yourself in the stomach 15 times before you find a place that's comfortable. Take that crappy clamp off. Feed this through. You can mount that up later. So that one goes to the top and then just return line. sure you don't forget connectors. Be throwing codes. Or just there we go. Now that one's in there. Do is mock up this. So see back there, there's going to be a little bracket that runs on the steering for the return line. That's what helps keep it in place so it doesn't get pinched through or anything like that. So you gotta make sure that bracket's in place before you get all the lines fully secured. You don't want to sit there and He-Man everything trying to get it into place. And yeah. All the bolts that hold it together to the brackets and the lines and stuff, every single one of them is a 10mm socket. And it's different in lengths. So you gotta make sure you have the right proper lengths on each one, or if you have a long one where a short one goes, well then you're gonna cause damage. And vice versa. But a short one or long one is if it's too short, it'll never catch threads, or you only have a few threads it'll catch. Now 10-2 is not properly threaded in. You can strip out the thread holes. That one's not one to go in properly. There we go. There's only so that's only 2 bolts there. Let's start messing with those.